So what are the benefits of breastfeeding? And there definitely are some. Some are very real, others are exaggerated. For a baby, definitely there is no doubt that breast milk is the most nutritious thing for a child to have. It's obviously designed through the history of mothers and babies to continue to improve, to provide the best nutrition that your baby can get. Things that are more easily digested, that have more nutrition, and things we're still constantly learning about, that some parts of breast milk are having effects with the immune system. They're having effects that we never knew about because we just didn't understand breast milk as well as we thought we did. It definitely protects against illnesses. The main ones are things like stomach bugs, vomiting illnesses, that the antibodies in breast milk can help lower the risk of that. And it seems to have some effect also on regular cough and cold illnesses through things we don't fully understand, but parts of breast milk seem to help to support your baby's immune system to become stronger, so it's easier to fight off the normal viruses that you could be encountering as you're a little growing up baby. It definitely decreases the risk of allergies. We see less food allergies, less eczema in breastfed babies, and it seems to have an effect on lowering the risk of being overweight as a child and adult. It lowers the risk of developing type 2 diabetes, and helps babies be healthier. It also has been shown to lower the risk of crib death, sudden infant death syndrome, which right now is a very rare thing, but breastfeeding can definitely help slightly lower the risk. For a mother, there's also benefits. It definitely helps with bonding with a baby, getting closer. It causes the uterus to contract, so it lowers the risk of serious bleeding, helps bleeding in more quickly, and allows you to lose weight more quickly because of all the calories that go into producing breast milk. So to help get any extra weight that you want off, definitely breastfeeding has been shown to help with that. It also seems to help prevent osteoporosis. We're not sure why exactly that happens, but it does seem to lower the risk of moms developing weak and brittle bones. There are plenty of studies showing that you can have a lower risk of breast and ovarian cancer with breastfeeding. This is something, though, that the benefit is not that large, and it's only been shown if you breastfeed for an entire year to have a small reduction. There's good evidence to believe it might be something hormonal, but the risk is not huge. It will not prevent breast cancer, but at least it is something that does seem to lower the risk by probably 4 or 5% if you breastfeed for an entire year. It also can be cheaper. Formula is very expensive in Singapore, and being able to breastfeed may lower the expense that you've got to have for a growing baby. Now, breastfeeding isn't right for everyone. Some mothers can't, some mothers choose not to, or it's just not the right solution for you. There is a movement, especially where I train in the United States, to make a lot of moms feel guilty if they can't or won't breastfeed, to make you feel like you're not doing the best thing for your baby. That is absolutely not true. And the best thing for you and your baby is whatever you believe is the best thing for you and your baby the vast majority of the time. So are there benefits to bottle feeding? Absolutely. If you plan on eventually transitioning to a bottle, starting bottle feeding earlier makes it easier for your baby to transition. A lot of babies who breastfeed for 4 to 6 months don't want to take a bottle, and it can be very stressful for moms who are choosing to have to use a bottle because they're going back to work, to have a child who refuses to bottle feed, who screams and fusses and adds to the stress that you already feel as a mother who is not always around your child, who is working, who's trying to juggle other children and all the responsibilities of being a parent. There is some evidence that babies who are bottle fed may sleep better, that you can at times give a larger volume of milk at once, and that allows a baby to have a full stomach for longer, and especially at night to get more sleep. And because jaundice is a very common thing and breastfeeding can be very difficult, it might take a week or two to get into a good routine, that there is less risk of jaundice if your baby stays hydrated and gets bottle fed. There are some advantages for mom, definitely. If you're bottle feeding, people can help out. It's not entirely on you. You might get some more rest. You have that additional support that anyone else at home can give a bottle so that you don't have to be there constantly. You can sleep more at night because you don't have to wake up the every few hours that some babies demand, or at worst every hour or two as a baby demands to be fed. It does give you more independence. You don't have to be there constantly to feed your baby. And for a lot of moms, because it's uncertain with breastfeeding how much you're taking in, that it's easier to know that your baby is getting enough milk so that you can relax more. In some cultures, it definitely is easier to feed a baby. Some cultures that are more conservative, and Singapore still is, can have a uncomfortable sense of a mom who's breastfeeding in public. Bottle feeding is always going to be accepted. It should be accepted everywhere, but it just isn't. And for a lot of moms, it's easier with a fussy, hungry baby to know you can just give them a bottle. What's the best thing? Express breast milk, we'd always go for it because breast milk is better for a baby. But formula is not toxic, it's not bad, it's not quite as good, but it does give your baby plenty of nutrition. It's something that is not ever going to be harmful for your baby. And overall, when considering breast or bottle feeding, it's what's best for you in your life. The influences you're going to have on your child growing up, there's so many things that are more important than breast or bottle feeding, formula versus giving breast milk. It's all okay. It all tends to work out well. It's much better to be less stressed, be happy, be feeling confident as a parent than worry about whether you're living up to someone else's ideal.